Interventions to suppress puberty in adolescents experiencing gender dysphoria or incongruence, a systematic review. So here we are talking about puberty blockers. A systematic review and narrative synthesis performed in April 2022. An adapted version of the Newcastle-Ottawa scale for cohort studies was used to appraise study quality. Only moderate quality and high quality studies were synthesized. The preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analyses reporting guidelines were used. 11 cohort, 8 cross-sectional, and 31 pre-post studies were included. 1 cross-sectional study was high quality, 25 studies were moderate quality, and 24 were low quality. I wonder if we could, like, if I had the time and I cared, which I don't, going over and seeing, like, coincidentally, the 24 that were low quality were the most, like, positive on youth puberty blockers. Synthesis of moderate quality and high quality studies showed consistent evidence demonstrating efficacy for suppressing puberty. Whoa! Height increased in multiple studies, although not in line with expected growth. Yeah, you're suppressing puberty. Multiple studies reported reductions in bone density during treatment. Oh, we're doing this shit again. The bone density thing, this is such a niche, marginal thing. The bone density problem addresses itself if you just take the hormones. You're supposed to... You're not supposed to just take puberty blockers and not take hormones. You suppress the puberty and then you take the... That's the whole point. And if you just stop taking the puberty blockers, you get the regular hormones from the endocrine system kicking into gear, you know? Limited and/or inconsistent evidence was found in relation to gender dysphoria, psychological and psychosocial health, body satisfaction, cardiometabolic risk, cognitive development, and fertility. Well, I can give you the answers to a lot of these. Taking puberty blockers won't solve gender dysphoria because all puberty blockers do is prevent puberty. They don't make any prescriptive changes to your body. If a person has gender dysphoria as a prepubescent, that's not going to be affected by taking hormone blockers because all you're doing is preventing something they don't want to happen. The gender dysphoria is caused by their feelings about their body now, so it wouldn't affect that. Likewise with body satisfaction. How would body satisfaction be improved by hormone blockers? It's keeping the body you have. If a person is dissatisfied with their body as it is now, and then they take the hormone blocker that prevents your body from changing, why would that improve body satisfaction? All that's doing is preventing it from getting worse. Like, this is like asking, like, if people's mental health or well-being improved after getting put on the machine that prevents their disease from getting worse. Like, it's still the thing they're upset about is still the same. No, the people who take hormone blockers don't want to stay prepubescent forever. They just don't want to experience the puberty their body was going to go through anyway. I can't really speak to cardiometabolic risk, but please keep in mind that puberty blockers were taken by precocious puberty sufferers in the 80s onward, and I really think that if cardiometabolic risk was a significant factor, we would know about it because this medicine has been in use for decades. It's only gotten controversial now that we're using it for trans people. Cognitive development, this is in reference to that horseshit fear-mongering belief that blocking puberty makes you stupid. It doesn't. There were studies that found that for cisgender children who had precocious puberty, like they were getting puberty at like 6 or 7, which is too early to be having puberty, puberty accelerates development, including cognitive development. So what they were finding was cis children who experienced precocious puberty had their IQ rise faster. But that wasn't because they were just innately smarter. It was because they were tapering off sooner. Whereas cisgender children who had precocious puberty but went on puberty blockers, their IQ didn't rise as sharply, but there wasn't any evidence that it would then like level off at a lower point. Does that make sense? Here, I'll draw it. This is like a common argument. Here, okay. I'm gonna draw 2 lines. Okay, is that okay? Here. Okay. The red line is precocious puberty without puberty blockers. And that's like cognitive development, okay? The blue line is precocious puberty with puberty blockers. So, yeah. Like that. See? There you go. Right there. So during this time period right here, there were studies done which led people to ask, do puberty blockers make you stupider than you would be otherwise? You understand? That was what the studies were on. But the studies showed that as time went on and the puberty factor leveled out, both with or without puberty blockers, the IQ averaged to the same point. Does that make sense? Okay, just making sure. Oh, and for the last point, fertility. I'm going to blow your guys' minds. Yeah, taking puberty blockers suppresses fertility. That's kind of the point. Yes. Look at the dishonest way they summarize this, by the way. There is a lack of high-quality research. No conclusions can be drawn about the impact on gender dysphoria, mental or psychosocial health, or cognitive development. No conclusions can be drawn because they're dishonestly assessing it for the wrong things. Puberty blockers aren't meant to cure dysphoria. They're meant to give you time to make a decision about whether or not you want to get on hormones. Bone health and height might be compromised during treatment. See, like they're willing to make prescriptive statements, even with the maybe. Notice that? No conclusions can be drawn about these factors we've decided to arbitrate over. Bone health and height may be compromised. You know, we won't make a statement about anything without conclusive evidence. 5 million studies saying that transgender healthcare works? No. Those weren't high quality enough. But, you know, something may be bad, so we're going to include that in the conclusion. Is everyone who's watching, is everyone understanding why I'm trying to explain how this is dishonestly constructed? You get me, right? Like, it's not just the central premise is faulty or the conclusions are faulty. This entire thing was set up as a hack job by partisans. This is not a neutral medical report. Masculinizing and feminizing hormone interventions for adolescents experiencing gender dysphoria, a systematic review. Let's just skip right to it. 12 cohort, 9 cross-sectional, and 32 pre-post studies were included. 1 cohort study was high quality. Oh, I bet. Other studies were moderate or low quality. Synthesis of high and moderate quality studies showed consistent evidence demonstrating induction of puberty, although with varying feminizing/masculinizing effects. Yeah, obviously, that's how regular puberty works too. that's how normal puberty works too. Not every guy ends up looking like me, and not every fucking girl ends up with double Ds. What if you, like, okay. There was limited evidence regarding gender dysphoria, body satisfaction, psychosocial cognitive outcomes, and fertility. Guys, I literally have this in my research document. This is in the fucking like Cornell What We Know meta-analysis. We know for a fact that people are satisfied with the results of their hormones. Like, I'm not even for youth studies. Okay, we know that. Like, it's such a waste of time when we know they're like dishonestly summarizing things. Yeah, this isn't new. Evidence from mainly pre-post studies with 12-month follow-up showed improvement in psychological outcomes. There you go, even they can't deny it. Inconsistent results were observed for height/growth, bone health, and cardiometabolic effects. Most studies included adolescents who received puberty suppression, making it difficult to determine the effects of hormones alone. Yeah, no shit. Why would youth receive only HRT when they're still going through hormones? Like, why would a assigned male at birth person, a trans girl going through male puberty, just get estrogen? Obviously, you would suppress the androgen as well. Like, okay. Conclusion. There is a lack of high-quality research assessing the use of hormones. Moderate quality evidence suggests mental health may be improved during treatment, but robust studies still required. Again, look at the bias in their language. There might be some evidence of mental health improvement. There's tons of it. But robust study is still required. For other outcomes, no conclusions can be drawn. Again, like, everything good is either non-existent or downplayed. Everything bad is either fabricated or overstated. Consistently, every single time. And then this is a whole write-up on the evidence for puberty blockers and hormone treatment, which they say is inadequate. But we've basically just gone over the research that they offered in order to prove that point, and I am unsatisfied. There are also reviews of international guidelines and international survey. But frankly, I think this has gone on long enough. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's a disgusting hack job created by people who hate you and presumably want you dead.